folks, welcome to Real Country with Jeff and Melanie. Today's segment, this is our first cooking segment that we've put on. It's super B.L.Ts. It's a regular B.L.T. It's just souped up a little bit, and you'll see why in just a minute. You'll start out with your bread. I used whole wheat bread. I toasted my bread. And then I used mayonnaise, which is, you know, typical on a B.L.T. So you can put as much or as little as you want. I'm using light mayonnaise, so I use a little bit more. It makes me feel better, but you know. Alright, then your next ingredient that you want to put on there, put your little black pepper. Now, some people put salt. I don't put salt. Number one, I'm not a big fan of salt. Salt's not really good for you, a whole lot of it, but I also have bacon, which, you know, is a B.L.T, and I also have ham in there. So I figure I've got enough salt from the pork ingredients that I don't need to add any. But if you want to add salt, that's certainly fine. The next thing I do is I go ahead and put some lettuce on one side. And I shred up my lettuce because sometimes when I go to pull it off, this is iceberg lettuce, and sometimes when I go to pull it off, it shreds on me anyway. That's such a problem, try to get one whole leaf. So I just went ahead and shredded it and put as much as you want. We kind of like ours lettucey. So I put quite a bit and kind of mush it down. Then you want to put on, I put the tomato slices on top of the lettuce. So however much tomato you want on there. And when I cut my tomatoes up earlier, I sprinkled a little bit of sugar, just white granulated sugar on them. It makes them a little sweeter, and I just think that tomatoes taste better like that. Some people put salt on them too, but once again, that's personal preference. I don't. Then you want to add your bacon, and typically I'll break my bacon in two. I fry it whole, but I'll break it in two and put about 3 pieces on. There we go. Then what makes it super is I add a piece of ham. I've taken, this is what the ham looks like, but I melt the cheese on there, so I wanted you to see. And I do add cheese, and this is sharp cheddar cheese. And I just took the bacon and I warmed it up in my grease that I had fried the bacon that was left over from that. And then I melt the cheese on there. So I put that on top of the bacon. And then I add a little bit of barbecue sauce, just whatever kind of barbecue sauce you like. This is hickory, but you can do whatever you like. And, you know, of course, it's a preference of how much you want on there. And I know some people out there are probably going, oh, I don't know if I want to put barbecue sauce on there. I thought the same thing before I tried it. I was at a restaurant, and they said, I ordered a B.L.T. And they said, do you want it with everything? And I'm like, okay, what's everything? And they said, well, we put barbecue sauce on there, but a lot of people don't like it. So I said, well, okay, I'll try that. Oh my gosh, loved it. And so I've put it on mine ever since. But then you just squish it down. And there you have a super B.L.T. Let me cut it so you can see. Of course, it helps if you have a sharp knife, which I do not. It's a little messy, but it's really good. It's an easy recipe. It really doesn't take any longer to fix this than it does a regular B.L.T. Once you fry, you know, frying your bacon is the longest part of it. Then you just put your little ham pieces in there, warm them up, and melt your cheese, and hey, toast your bread, put it together, and you're ready to eat. You might want to put some chips with it. We tend to put potato chips with that. And of course we drink water. Water is our choice of beverage. But you know, tea, Cokes, whatever. And but that winds up this cooking segment. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us on our segment of Real Country with Jeff and Melanie. Bye-bye.